So there is no way to keep them safe unless you completely take it away, and then there's other issues that develop, aside from the issues that develop while they're on it. So when kids are on social media, when they're on screens, interactive screens are anything other than TV. A TV is a passive screen. But when they're on an interactive screen, there's a lot of things that happen in the brain that fire. They immediately go into that fight or flight response, so it raises their anxiety levels, and so they become more anxious. They apt to become more depressed. They say that research shows that ages 13 to 33, that said when they get a like on a social media app, they get a rush, an adrenaline rush from it. And so it's kind of like getting a little high from it. And when they don't get as many likes as they think they should, then they actually get depressed. So I saw it with my oldest. She became more reclusive. I mean, she's an introvert anyway, but she became much more reclusive, much more anxious, moody, cranky, more aggressive. When I took her off of it, and I told you I took her off it for 11 weeks, it was a totally different child. She came downstairs, interacted with the family, was lighter on her feet, she was happier. Given a choice, I would have kept at that forever. And what we did at that point is we said, your phone can be downstairs on the kitchen counter, and you can use it in the living room or the kitchen, but it can't go to any other room in the house. And when we did that, she'd pop down and check into Facebook or Instagram for like 5 or 10 minutes, but no teen wants to stand there very long. And then she'd toss it back on the counter and go about her day. Whereas if she can take it everywhere with her, she's on it. It's connected to her all the time. So I ended up giving it back, of course, over Christmas break, because it's been 11 weeks and I thought she's done so well. And she was having some fallout at school. So she was 15, she was in the 10th grade. They have a BYOT, bring your own technology policy. They use it a lot in the classroom for a lot of different apps, and so she needed to have it. So I decided to give it back to her, thinking that maybe some of the habits she had developed over 11 weeks would stay with her, that she could again separate from it when she gets home, but it's very addictive. And she was right back in it, like within a week, right back in it. And at school, when she didn't have it, they stay connected from the time they leave school till they come back the next day. So when she went to school, she had missed 11 hours of conversation. And they don't want to backtrack every day about what they talked about. She couldn't keep up. She was constantly lost, and so it was easier to leave her out than to fill her in. And so she already has social anxiety, so imagine what that does when now you can't connect in any way to anyone. So she had it back, and we've kind of been fighting that battle ever since. Like, how much is too much? How much is enough? When do you, can you pull back? They're 16 years old. You know, have you kind of missed your window of opportunity? So what you try to do in that case, I guess, is make them safe. And that's what I tried to do. And I learned that I could make her safer, but I can't make her safe. So the first thing we did was try to figure out, you don't want the fight with your kids. When you say, hand me your phone or turn it off, it becomes a conflict. I just need to finish. I just need to finish. So my thing is, I wanted something that was automated, that just turned on and off on its own. You know, so she could be holding it in her hands, but when time was up, time was up. So through our cell phone carrier, we could turn the data. We could put times. We could say turn off during school hours. We could say turn off by 10 at night, turn on at 7 in the morning. So that I would know she wasn't using it during the school day when she, you know, should be learning. And that was great, but then I learned, I don't even know where we were, but she was doing something, and I was like, how are you even on that? And she says, I can get Wi-Fi. So you can block data. So now I had this Wi-Fi thing, so how do I block Wi-Fi? So I went to the Disney Circle, which can block Wi-Fi in your home. And Disney Circle is great in your house because it brings up your kids individually, and you can just pause them. So when you call them to dinner and you don't want them on there for dinner, you just hit pause, and then you can undo it however you want to do it. But it only works in your home, and so if anything happens with your internet, if it glitches, then the circle falls off. And it's not controlling it anymore, and your kids will not tell you. They will not tell you when the Disney Circle's not working, just so you know. So So that worked, but then whenever they were out, if there was Wi-Fi, they still had access to everything they would have with data. So Disney Circle says for $9.99 a month you can control it when they're out, but I'm sure there's kind of the same, issues going on. So then my big concern is I just wanted to make sure that she wasn't engaging in conflict, because they don't think first. Teenagers operate from the middle of their brain, not the front. So the impulsive center, the emotional impulsive center. So I wanted to make sure if she was sending anything out that was inappropriate, that I was kind of getting on it right away. So there was an app advertised, you see it all over Facebook, called Teen Safe for parents. And it's supposed to link their phone to your phone, and you can log in and see everything that they're doing, all of their texts, what websites they're going to. And it doesn't work exactly as advertised, and so it's not in real time. It won't show you any of the pictures that are sent. It will tell you a picture was sent, but not what that picture was, or a video was sent, but not what that video was. So you were limited. So that didn't work. So then I thought the best thing is to try to set up a duplicate situation. So I got an iPad, logged into all of her social accounts. They would run in real time, and then you could see it. But like I said, you can't sit there for 24/7 and monitor every conversation, every social media app, every YouTube video watched. And if they're watching it on someone else's phone, you've lost control. Anyway, so that didn't work either. So it became very clear to me that there is really no way to be 100% sure that if your children have technology in their hands, that they're using it safely or that they're safe. So I think that's the push for what we're doing this year, is getting them to put it away at 6 o'clock, because they are addicted. And you will see the withdrawal symptoms. The first 2 weeks that she goes off of technology, she is a bear. She is a bear. And they will try everything to be persistent, to make you miserable enough to just give it back. Once they get past that 2 weeks, it's kind of like sugar withdrawals. Then it's all good. So that was the push this year, to say, can we put it away at 6 o'clock? If we put it away at 6 o'clock, our children aren't going to be shunned in groups, because their whole community is putting it away. So it's not going to matter, because her friend isn't on it anyway, so they can kind of reconnect. And they can just have some downtime. So they're saying that screen time for kids, passive and interactive, should be about 2 hours a day. But research shows that they're on it for 9 to 11 hours a day. That's a lot. It's a lot. So, I noticed that when she has her phone, she's a voracious reader. She can read like a 300-page novel in 6 hours. When she's not on technology, she'll whip through one a day every 2 days. When she's on technology, and she loves to read, she won't read. She doesn't write. She loves to write, but if she has her phone or another distraction. But all of those things come back when you take it away, which is kind of cool.